You know that brilliant flash of red you see at the bird feeder? Of course you do. It's a cardinal. They're one of the most recognizable birds out there. But is it a male, a female, or maybe a juvenile? Well, today we're going to make you an expert at telling them apart, and fast. So, picture this. You're looking out your window, you see that bright red cardinal, but then another one shows up, and it's, well, much more muted. That's the exact confusion we're going to clear up right now. Because honestly, telling them apart is the difference between just seeing a bird and really understanding what you're looking at. And hey, don't feel bad if you've gotten it wrong before. It happens to literally everyone, even the pros. I once spent a whole afternoon convinced I'd found some super rare variant, only to realize, nope, it was just a female in some weird evening light. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. So let's approach this like a detective story, okay? Your backyard is the crime scene, and the cardinals are our mysterious subjects. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to learn the clues to solve this mystery every single time. All right, first things first, let's meet the main suspects in our little investigation. We've got 3 key players to identify: the male, the female, and the juvenile. Each one has a distinct profile, but trust me, one of them is an absolute master of disguise. First up in the lineup, we have the male cardinal. And honestly, you can think of him as the peacock of your backyard. He's not trying to be subtle at all. His whole goal is to be seen and to catch your eye. I mean, the male's features are just so clear-cut. That fire engine red color isn't just for looks. It's basically an advertisement to potential mates and a big stay away sign to rivals. You pair that with that sharp black mask around his face and a super bright cone-shaped beak, and he's pretty much impossible to miss. Okay, next up is the female. Now, she's the total opposite of the male. Not flashy, but really subtle and elegant. Her beauty is all in the details, and her coloration serves a completely different, and you could argue, much more vital purpose. Now, she's not just a dull version of the male, not at all. She's a pale, warm brown for a very important reason: camouflage. When she's sitting on the nest, this coloration helps her just blend right in and avoid predators. You want to look for those gorgeous red-orange highlights on her wings, her tail, and her crest. But here's a tip. Be careful. In the right sunlight, those highlights can really pop and trick you into thinking she's more colorful than she is. And finally, we have the most confusing member of the whole family, the juvenile. You can think of these guys as the tricksters of the cardinal world. They're like awkward teenagers, kind of patchy, unpredictable, and so easily confused with the adult females. So here's why they're so tricky. They are mostly brown, but the young males will start getting these splotchy red feathers popping up all over. Their face mask is barely there, if it's there at all. But the real giveaway, the smoking gun in our investigation, look at the beak. It's a much darker, duller, almost grayish color compared to that bright orange you see on the adult. Okay, you've got the color basics down. Awesome. But what happens when the lighting is terrible or they're kind of far away? Well, real experts use clues that go way beyond just the feathers. This is where we get into the advanced detective work. Did you know that behavior can be a massive clue? The male is often the aggressive one at the feeder, puffing up his chest and singing that loud, beautiful song from the highest branch he can find to defend his territory. The female, though, she's much more cautious. She's always scanning her surroundings for danger and making these softer, chipping calls to stay in touch. You know, the beak is so important, it's worth a closer look. This comparison right here makes the difference crystal clear. That bright orange-red beak just screams adult. If you see a beak that's dark, gray, or even blackish, you are almost certainly looking at a juvenile. In our mystery, this is the one clue that never, ever lies. So just when you're feeling really confident, you see this. A bird that looks like a male, but he's kind of patchy, a little bit dull, and something just isn't quite right. Is he sick? Is it a juvenile male? What is going on? This is the plot twist where even the really good birders get stuck. All right, let's tackle the scenarios that can totally play tricks on your eyes. The red herrings of our investigation. Understanding these exceptions to the rule is what will make you a truly skilled observer. Here are the biggest traps. In the winter, a male's color can fade just a little bit. And when they're molting in late summer, oh man, they can look incredibly scruffy and patchy. And of course, lighting, bad weather, and just being far away can change everything. So remember, a key rule of detective work: always look for more than one clue before you make your final call. Phew, okay. We've gone through all the details, the exceptions, the expert tips. Now let's put it all together into a simple, actionable guide you can use to crack the case the next time you're looking out your window. Here it is, your 3-second identification process. Ready? First, check the overall color. Is it overwhelmingly red or is it brown? Second, look at the face. Is there a sharp black mask or is it faint or totally missing? And third, the beak. Bright orange or dark and dull. Run through those 3 steps and boom, you've solved the mystery. And here it is, the entire case file in one single place. This is your ultimate cheat sheet. If you're ever in doubt, just think back to this table. It covers color, mask, beak, and behavior for all 3 of our suspects. I'm telling you, this will solve 99% of your cardinal mysteries. So now you have a totally new level of observation. You're no longer just seeing a cardinal. You're seeing an adult male asserting his territory, or a cautious female protecting her nest, or even a clumsy juvenile just learning the ropes. You're actually seeing the story unfold right in front of you. It really makes you think, doesn't it? The next time you see that flash of red, you'll know exactly what clues to look for. It's just a great reminder that even the most common sights in our own backyards have all these layers of complexity and beauty just waiting there for us to notice.